anatomy and physiology, and we are sorry for all inconveniences caused just because of network. At times we try to get online and we fail because of network. But anyway, we are here to look at what we call digestive system. We are looking at what we call the digestive system. That is under anatomy and physiology. When you talk of anatomy and physiology, it studies the body structure and functions of that structure. If it is the heart, you look at the structure of the heart and its functions. That is with anatomy and physiology. But today we want to look at the digestive system. The digestive system, you must appreciate that actually is a collective term that is used to actually to show all organs that work together to break down food into energy and nutrients that is actually used to feed the body. It's a collective term that looks at the organs that work together, that breaks down food, which is actually used to feed the body. What are some of the functions of the digestive system without wasting time? Some of the functions of the digestive system include ingestion. We shall see ingestion, and it is the intake of food. It's the act of taking in food. This is done, you picking food and put it in the mouth. Is what we call ingestion. The other function of the digestive system, we shall start it down, is what we call secretion. The digestive system will always do carry out the secretion, and this is seen that when you take in food, saliva is already secreted. That you actually is used to break down food chemically. The other function of the digestive system is what we call propulsion or movement. So we shall start here. We shall see food moves along the alimentary canal under the process of propulsion. The other function is what we call the digestion. Digestion is the breakdown of food into smaller particles that actually used to feed the body. Then later we shall see smaller particles broken down are absorbed. A process called absorption by the layers of the different organs. Then later food is eliminated. The process called elimination, and this is done through passing out fecal matter. Are you together? Those are some of the functions of the digestive system. You must know that when you look at this system, it looks at the different organs. Under this system, we shall see the different digestive organs. We shall see the alimentary canal, mouth, salivary gland, esophagus, stomach, small intestine, large intestine, pancreas, liver, biliary tract. We shall also look at the metabolism activities. So the biliary tract is also looked at under this, and the bile ducts, called gallbladder. All those are seen under digestive system. So we shall look at all these. All these are seen here. All these are seen here. We shall see all these processes. All these things I've seen under this topic. Later we shall look at the disorders of the digestive system. I want you to appreciate that digestive system is a very simple topic. Having understood the functions of the digestive system, and we have ingestion, secretion, propulsion, digestion, absorption, and elimination. Now, right about now, allow me to look at the first part of digestion, and that is the organs of the digestive system. And under the organs of the digestive system, we usually look at what we call alimentary tract. Yeah. So the organs of the digestive system are seen in two ways. We look at the alimentary tract and also look at the accessory organs. So the digestive system is divided into two parts. The alimentary tract is also known as the gastrointestinal tract. It is a long tube that runs from the mouth to the anus, and it has also got organs associated with it. Organs that are part of the alimentary canal, including the mouth, is part of the alimentary canal that runs from here. So we shall appreciate that the structure of the alimentary canal is seen in details as we continue. But before we even look at the digestive system, let us first look at the digestive system, how the digestive system looks like. This is the digestive system in the picture. It's the digestive system seen using Ross and Wilson. So you must appreciate that the mouth is the beginning part. Under the mouth, you have the tongue. Under the mouth, you have the hard palate and soft palate. The food is moved. Yeah, it will come through the esophagus, then runs to the stomach. This is called the tube. Then from the stomach, it runs to the small intestine. Out. So it is this from mouth to the anus. So what we call the digestive system. So you must appreciate the digestive two parts. We call the alimentary and what we call actually organs that cannot actually connected directly to the alimentary canal. Like the river, the river is not part of the canal directly. The bladder, the canal direct, right? So it is an accessory organ. The pancreas, not the canal, but we shall see the stomach, the small intestine, the large, the esophagus, or what we call the alimentary canal. They are part of the digestive called the alimentary tract. So that is what we call, when you look at the organs of the digestive system, when you look at the organs of the digestive system in this chapter, this part, we are looking at the organs of the tubes. That is the alimentary tract and what we call the accessory organs. And under the alimentary tract, you must appreciate that this is to the alimentary canal directly. And allow me to tell you that the mouth is part of the alimentary canal directly. We have the pharynx of the esophagus, the small intestines, the stomach, the largest, and the anus. Then accessory organs are those organs that are not part of the alimentary part of the alimentary canal directly. They include the three of the salivary gland, that is sublingual, and I will see the rest. Yeah, those are the three parts of this salivary gland. We have the pancreas and the liver. These are accessory organs. Of having understood that the digestive system is composed of that, allow me the structure of the alimentary canal, this tube. So, and you must appreciate that the alimentary canal is made up of 5 layers. And it's here. And these layers have actually got a blood supply, and also have actually a supply of different nerves, situation of nerves. We shall see the outermost layer, called the peritoneum. It's the largest serous membrane body. It's called peritoneum. That covers the canal, which is protective in nature. We shall see that the second layer is a combination of what we call longitudinal and circular muscles. Longitudinal, that cross, and the circular, that cross. And these longitudinal and circular muscles, you realize the longitudinal layer is responsible for turning in a longitudinal direction, while the circular layer turns food in a rotating direction, hence breaking it down as it moves through a process called peristalsis, which is the movement from the alimentary canal, and the process called corrosion. So you realize that these yellow things are what we call what these ones are called the menisteric paraxes. Those yellow things, the outlines you see, and the menisteric paraxes that supply nerve stimulation from brain. Allow me tell you that the other layer. The layer is what we call the submucosa. The submucosa, and this is near to the mucosa layer. It is actually a layer which is actually also protective in nature, protects the mucosa layer. Then the mucosa, which is the outer layer, which is composed of different cells that are for secretion absorption. So let us see that in details, in explanation. Having seen the structure of the alimentary canal, you must appreciate that the structure of the alimentary canal is divided into 4 parts. That is the mucosa, called the adventitia, which is the outer covering, the muscle layer, submucosa, and the mucosa lining. So along the adventitia, also, and this is the outer layer. In the thorax, it consists of loose fibrous tissue, and I know that our fibrous is actually the connecting tissue. Eh? So it consists of loose fibrous tissue, or what we call areolar tissue. So we shall start alimentary tract. It's adventitia ulcerosa around here, or what we call the thorax cavity. It is actually consisting of what we call the loose fibrous connecting tissue. In the abdomen, that is where we shall see the serous membrane starting from called the peritoneum, and it is responsible for protection. The peritoneum is the largest membrane of the body. It consists of a closed sac, and it is containing of a small amount of serous fluid, which is actually preventing friction in between the layers of the skin and the stomach itself. It is richly supplied with blood and lymph vessels. When you talk about the peritoneum, it is this part we see in yellow. This part we see in yellow. We have that part that is near to the outer part of the stomach, and this part that that's what we call the peritoneum. And you rupture that it consists of a closed sac that actually contains a small amount of serous fluid within the abdominal cavity, and that is richly supplied with blood and lymph vessels. You must appreciate that it contains of very many. It contains of very many lymph nodes, and we know that lymph nodes are responsible for actually carrying out destruction of microorganisms. It consists of a physical and actually it consists of a physical barrier to local spread of infections. Yeah, that because of the presence of the lymph nodes. So we shall really appreciate that the peritoneum is responsible for actually destruction of microbes of the digestive system, and it is divided into sacs, as they told you. What we call the parietal sac, which lines the abdominal cavity, the parietal, it lines the cavity, and we call the visceral sac that actually covers the organs. What we call the visceral sac. Together, the arrangement of the peritoneum is in such that the organs that is that actually when you look closely, we shall see that near the abdomen, near around the liver, we also have the viscera around the different organs. You must appreciate that the arrangement of the peritoneum is such that the organs are integrated into a closed sac. Are you together? And I must appreciate that the viscera does the part. So we shall start. The pelvic organs are covered by this part. Are covered only by the superior surface. The pelvic part, this part here, are covered only the superior part. The lower part are not covered by the peritoneum. So the factoids are actually investigated from actually behind and almost completely surrounded behind. Are you together? So you must appreciate that the stomach and small intestines are protected, even the behind parts. So you must appreciate still the pancreas, spleen, and the other organs are also protected from their behind part. Are you together? So the liver, it is the same. And the main blood supply and the nerve pass close to the posterior abdominal wall. This posterior abdominal wall. We shall see this thorax. What you call them actually? It's called these are nerves. These are nerve tubings that bring in nerves. They are found on the abdominal wall. We shall see closely that the peritoneum lies the parietal peritoneum lies the anterior abdominal wall. The anterior abdominal, the in front of the abdominal wall, in front here. Are you together? So, having seen the first layer, that has been the adventitia. Allow me to look at the muscle. As I told you, the muscle layer is responsible for actually of what is called peristalsis. And we shall see that is the contraction of smooth muscles. The contraction of smooth muscles as food goes along. So whenever smooth muscles are contract under the alimentary canal, we shall see food moving. So the muscle layer, which is the second layer, consists of longitudinal and circular muscles. We shall see the longitudinal and the circular muscles supporting the contraction and relaxation of the wave-like motion of food. So, having seen that, allow me to proceed to the third layer, which is called the submucosa. And submucosa, this consists of a loose connecting tissue of collagen and some elastic fibers. Within the pancreas are blood vessels and nerves or lymph tubes. In this layer, or what we call the submucosa, it is where we shall see the blood supply and the nerve or what we call lymph vessels are being located. And we know that lymph vessels bring in lymph, responsible for phagocytosis. Blood vessels bring in blood, also responsible for cell activity and whatsoever, because it carries oxygen and whatsoever. Then the nerve brings the message from the brain. Yeah. So you must appreciate that the blood supply, arterioles. In this part, you have arterioles and veins as well as capillaries. That is the blood supply. And now, the nerval axis in the submucosa, or what we call the mesenteric part, include the sympathetic and the parasympathetic fibers. And I told you sympathetic and the para. Must appreciate that the para is produced under normal conditions. When your digestion takes place under normal conditions. Abnormally, we shall see sympathetic being produced from the brain. Let me look at the left layer, which is the mucosa, and this consists of 3 layers. And the mucosa itself consists of 3 layers. And one of the layers is called the mucosa membrane, formed by columnar epithelium, which is the innermost layer, and it has 3 main functions. And this includes the production, secretion, and absorption. So we shall see the mucosa divided into 3 layers. We shall see the mucosa, the mucosa membrane having a production, secretion, and absorption. So it's also made up of what we call lamina propria, which consists of the loose connecting tissue, which supports blood vessels that nourish the inner epithelium layer. So are you together? The last part is what we call the masculus mucosa. This actually consists of a thin outer layer of smooth muscles that provides involution of a mucosa layer. It gives the gastric glands. So we shall say that the mucosa layer, that is the innermost layer, is smooth in nature. It's made up of simple epithelium in the layer of flow of food. Then itself is made up of 3 other layers: the mucosa, the lamina propria, and the musculus tissue. So where the mucosa responsible for protection, secretion, and absorption. The lamina propria is responsible for nourishment of different blood vessels. Are you together? Then the other layer is what we call the musculus layer, which is consisting of the different glands. So, having looked at that, allow me look at this musculus layer. Let me look at this musculus layer. So, first of all, the musculus layer, remember, it's this layer. This layer is actually near. It is near the food itself. It is actually containing food. So this layer itself consists of goblet cells in its layer. This goblet cells are producing mucus, which mucus lubricates the flow of food. Are you together here? Lubricates the flow of food. Are you together? So if we proceed, you must have that also the gastric juice from the gastric glands are also secreted from this layer. Are you together? The saliva from the salivary glands is also from this layer. So you must appreciate that that layer is responsible for secretions also. Yeah. And without actually wasting time, allow me look at so we are supposed to look at the nerve supply in the digestive system. But I'm especially looking at 2 things. what we call the sympathetic and the parasympathetic fibers. You will see that the blue lines show the parasympathetic fibers, and these are actually stimulated at and basically as this comes, the other goes. We shall see that as these parasympathetic stimulation, we shall see the sympathetic going back. So we shall see that the parasympathetic supply one part of the cranial, actually the cranial nerves, or what you call the vagus nerve, they supply the most of the alimentary tract and the accessory organs. So we shall set actually what we call the sacral nerve supply the most essential part of the tract. So the effect of the parasympathetic stimulation increase the muscular activity, especially peristalsis, through the activity of the metabolic axis, increase glandular secretion through the activity of submucosal paraxis. The other part is what we call the sympathetic, which is the part of the sympathetic, which is the sympathetic fibers or sympathetic supply, treated by the numerous nerves that emerge from the spinal cord in the thoracic, in the thoracic and lumbar regions. These form the abdomen and pelvic nerves where they pass. So we shall see that the sympathetic forms the thorax, abdomen, and the pelvic part are together. What are their effect? It's decreased muscular activity, especially peristalsis, because there is a stimulation of metabolic paraxis. Decreased glandular secretions as stimulation of submucosal paraxis is reduced. That is this part. Allow me continue. Having looked at the first organ, part of the it's just a tube. So let us now look at the different parts. As I told you that the digestive system is divided into what we call the alimentary tract, which is where we find the mouth, esophagus, small intestine, stomach, large intestines, and the rectum. So we have now seen the alimentary canal, how it looks like. Now we need to look at the organs that are found on the alimentary canal, including the mouth, small intestine, stomach, large intestines, and the anus, and also the stomach. Then later we shall look at the accessory organs that are not part of the alimentary canal. That is the liver, the salivary glands, and also the pancreas. Allow me right now, without wasting time, look at the mouth. And I must appreciate the mouth is this part. This part is the mouth. And the mouth is also called the oral cavity. It is bounded by muscles and bones. Of course, I must have put you the muscles found here and the bones. We shall see that the parts that actually surround the mouth include. Let us look at the mouth in brief. The mouth in brief. We shall start the mouth. This is the mouth itself. It has got the teeth. It has got what we call the soft palate. It has also got what we call the vulva. It has also got what we call the arch. It has got the tongue, the lower lip, the posterior wall of the pharynx. Are we seeing all these parts I'm talking of here? The diagram here. Are we seeing all of them? For reference, you should visit your Ross and Wilson. Parts that actually surround or bound the alimentary canal include anteriorly, we have the ribs in front of it. Posteriorly behind, we have the continuous. It is continuous with what we call the oropharynx. The oropharynx. Laterally across, we shall see the muscles. Superiorly above, we shall see the muscular and the muscular actually and the muscular soft part. Inferiorly down, we shall look at the tongue. The tongue itself. That is with the structure of the mouth. Allow me to look at the tongue now. This is the tongue. This tongue is actually richly supplied with nerve stimulations. And you must know that it was so voluntary muscular structure that occurs. That occurs in the mouth. It has voluntary muscles in the mouth. And the base is what called actually it is called anhyoid bone. And see that this is the tongue itself. You have to go and look at it has got salivary glands in the inferior of the tongue and the lower lip. So that is with the tongue. So now in the mouth, you must appreciate. Now in the mouth, you must appreciate that we have a different organ found there. Have you seen? We have the tongue itself, and it is this. I want to see it. You want you to see the tongue properly. This is the tongue. This is the tongue. It's the tongue properly. It has got different parts, as you see, and it is also supplied with the what called blood supply and also nerve supply. Some of the functions of the tongue include mastification or chewing. They include swallowing. They include speech and taste. So now this is the first part. Allow me to look at the teeth. I must have the teeth. Is another part found in the actually the digestive system. This is the teeth here. It is the teeth. It has got the root and the root here and the crown. The enamel protective part, the dentine, also the neck, the gum, the cement, and the dentine. I got blood supply. A normal person has 32 teeth. Actually, when you are old, 24 years and above, they have 30 teeth. In the case you don't have any, you are abnormal. And I must know that a young baby has got than that. He first gets what we call the merrick set teeth, which actually is later grows into after being actually got out. Then we get what we call the permanent set, which actually is total 32. We have what types of teeth include the molar, looks like this, the molar teeth. We have the premolar, we have the canine, and the incisor. So this is how the teeth look like in the mouth. Yeah, the premolars at the end, and the molars at the end. The premolars come in, the canine, then the incisors. The incisors are for cutting teeth, the canine for tearing, the molars grinding, the molars for crushing. Yeah, so those are some of the parts we are supposed to look at. So let us go further look at the actually what you call the salivary glands. Here they are. They are three in number. What you call the palatoid salivary gland, which is here. The sublingual, and also what we call the submandibular gland and sublingual gland. And we shall update that these glands are responsible for actually secreting saliva that actually helps in breaking down of food chemically. So the parotid glands, we shall see that they are situated one each side of the face, and you must appreciate that they are two in number. Yeah, one at the upper jaw and at the lower jaw. The sublingual lies actually at the side of the face and at the angle of the jaw. Yeah, if you can look at it, the submandible. Yeah, it is here near the jaw. Then the sublingual lies under the mucosa. It is down there. Lies under it is under the tongue. Yeah, and this is the structure of the salivary gland. This is how it looks like. If you look at the glands, it also got supply, blood supply, the arterial supply, and also it has also got what we call we also got what we call the nerve supply. So some of the compositions of saliva include water, salts, enzymes, mucus, lysosomes, immunoglobulins, and blood clotting factors. So, having understood that part, what are some of the functions of saliva? Yeah, and your activity will be that go and describe the secretion of saliva. Yeah, you look at both the sympathetic and the parasympathetic. This is what we call the salivary gland, and these are the glands in the mouth. Some of the activities of saliva include chemical digestion of what we call the saccharides, include lubrication of food, include cleaning and cleaning of food. It also includes a non-specific defense immunity. It also includes the test. So allow me to proceed and look at the esophagus. The esophagus looks like this. It's responsible for actually formation of a bladder. Yeah, responsible for formation of a bolus and also swallowing, or what we call deglution, of food. We shall see that this esophagus is 25 centimeters long and 2 centimeters, and it lies in the medial plane of the thorax. Are we together? That's what we call the esophagus. And my emphasis is with the stomach. And the stomach is a dilated portion of the urinary tract situated in the gastric that is under the umbilical and the left region of the abdominal cavity. It is a portion located in the urinary tract with the left hypochondrial region in between the epigastric and the what we call the umbilical part. And that's the structure of this is how the stomach is located on the alimental tract in the hypochondrial region, It's located between the epigastric and the umbilicus part. This is the stomach, this J-shaped. Yeah. You must appreciate that it is actually surrounded anteriorly by a lobe of liver, and it's posteriorly surrounded by the abdominal aorta. Yeah, and posteriorly by the diaphragm esophagus. Inferiorly, the small intestines. To the left, have the diaphragm and the spleen. To the right, have the liver and the duodenum. And the structure of the stomach actually of the stomach is actually very similar. It has got the lower part and the upper part. Longitudinally, the stomach is divided into what we call the fundus part, which is this part. Longitudinally, it is also in the body. Then what you call the pyloric area. So this is the pyloric part, the body and the part. Longitudinally, using these lines going like this. So you got two openings: the cardiac and the pyloric sphincter. Those ones actually control the opening of the stomach. And the muscle layers, it consists of the muscle layers, the outer muscle layer of longitudinal fibers, and middle layer of circular fibers, and the inner oblique layers. These are seen in this diagram here. These are seen here. That the stomach is consisting of what we call the outer layer, the middle layer, and the inner layer. So those are some of the parts. And it has also got actually supply of the stomach. It has also got supply with blood vessels. Yeah, it also got supply. So with blood vessels include the oblique fibers, the circular fibers, and the longitudinal. Yeah. It has got the section of gastric juice in it, and some of the functions of gastric juice are actually seen as we discuss the structure of the stomach. And it is actually controlling the secretion of gastric juice. This topic requires more actually seeing what we cover. You must appreciate that the gastric juice is about 2 liters of juice secreted daily in the body. So it consists of water, mineral salts, mucus, and glycolic acid that is produced by the parietal cells in the gastric glands. So some of the functions of gastric juice include water further. It is water that actually softens food. Gastric juice that actually heals or actually stops the action of saliva amylase. And we shall see that we shall see structure showing us properly the layer or where we shall see the glands, where we shall see the parietal cell found in the glands. So just produce the gastric that is plus the hydrochloric acid. Yeah. So you must appreciate that digestive system is a very simple system, and you must actually be very careful with it. We shall look at the secretion of gastric juice as a process. You must appreciate that gastric juice is actually produced in 3 phases. The first phase includes the cephalic phase. The second is called the gastric phase. The third is called the intestinal phase. You must appreciate that under actually the gastric phase, we shall see actually under the cephalic phase, because it is the first phase, we shall see stimulation or secretion of gastric juice by what you call the vagus what you call the vagus nerves. The cephalic phase actually shows the flow of juice that occurs before food reaches the stomach. This is due to the reflex stimulation of the vagus, or what you call the parasympathetic nerve. Are you together? So under the cephalic phase, we shall see that gastric juice will be actually stimulated. The flow of juice occurs before food even reaches the stomach. And when the vagus nerves actually have been cut, the phase of the gastric secretion stops, and the sympathetic stimulation during emotional stages or states inhibits. When you are actually upset, the parasympathetic will be stopped. Therefore, the vagus, or what we call the parasympathetic, will stop, then sympathetic will take place. So that is with the cephalic. The cephalic phase, I shall see gastric being produced even actually before food reaches the stomach. Under the gastric phase, when stimulated by the presence of food, when food is seen, we shall see that the gastric phase is actually stimulated, and therefore we shall see gastric juice being actually produced. Then intestinal phase, this is where we shall see the gastric juice being produced in the small intestine as food reaches the small intestines together. So you must appreciate that this is seen in brief in this diagram. These phases are seen in brief in this diagram. Here we have what we call the cephalic phase, where the vagus nerves are produced under normal conditions, or what we call the sympathetic fibers, and abnormal shall say sympathetic. So the gastric juice, the gastric phase is seen here. So cephalic before food is even actually seen. Gastric juice is produced. So as food is seen under gastric juice, we shall see here gastrin being produced, and food in stomach stimulates the secretion hormone, and we shall see that in the blood, stimulation of secretion of gastric juice will take place. That is under the gastric juice in summary. So when you look here we shall actually look at the third phase, which is called intestinal phase, and this includes where food reaches the intestines. Then we shall see the gastric juice being stimulated. So allow me to look at the function of the stomach, and this includes the temporary storage that allowing digestive process to take place. It is used for temporary storage. The other part is chemical digestion. That is where pepsin converts to to proteins, then to polypeptides. We shall also see mechanical breakdown, where we shall see the muscles acting. We shall see absorption of water. We shall see non-specific immunity taking place, like that is the action of the hydrochloric acid. We shall see preparation of iron for absorption. We shall also see production and secretion of steric factors, including vitamin B12 in the helium. We shall see regulation of passage gastric contents. We shall also see secretion of hormone called gastric. Are you together? So that is with stomach. Allow me now look at this large and small intestine. This is brief. When we are looking at the large and small intestines, we must appreciate that these two parts actually play two major roles. That is with the absorption. We shall see that the small intestine is continuous with the stomach, the pyloric sphincter, and it fits into the large intestines. Yeah, and there is a valve there. It's an assignment. Give it for me the valve that connects the small intestine to the large intestine. And it is 5 meters long, and it lies in the abdominal cavity. Are you together? So this is the structure of the small intestines. Yeah, this is the small intestine. As the stomach ends like this, we shall see the small intestine. Actually, this part is the small intestines going and it joins the line. Now, we shall show that the intestine is actually divided into different parts. That is the duodenum and the jejunum. Yeah, and each part has its own specific part. Just that the duodenum is about 25 centimeters long, that curves around the head, and I must appreciate that the duodenum is also part of the intestines. Allow me look at this picture. It brings it out very well. This brings it out very well. You realize that these are small intestines. The all is actually connected to the large intestines. The pancreas is away from the intestines. The duodenum is the middle part. Are we together? Then the helium is the other part. The duodenum covers 25 centimeters. Duodenum 2 centimeters. Helium 3 centimeters. And the structure of the helium, we appreciate that the helium is one where we see absorption of fat is taking place. It is a finger-like structure. It's like this finger-like structure. It has got blood supply and nerve supply. This is the helium, and it has also got a peritoneum layer for protection. Yeah, and it's also supplied with nerve stimulation called mesothelial axis. So, what is the major function of the small intestine is absorption of nutrients, secretion of hormones, also protection against infections by microbes. Also have what secretion of intestinal juice. That is the succus entericus. The intestinal juice. That is the succus entericus. The onward movement of contents by a process called peristalsis. Are you together? Allow me actually tell you that chemical digestion, there's chemical digestion that takes place in the small intestines, and that is seen when an acidic charm passes into the small intestines. It is mixed with the pancreatic juice, bile, and the intestinal juice. Then it is broken down into simple things. You have see carbohydrates being broken down into monosaccharides, proteins being broken down into amino acids, fats being broken down into glycerol. That is with the chemical digestion. So with the pancreas, we have much of the pancreatic juice is produced from the pancreas. It consists of water, mineral salts, enzymes, and these enzymes include amylase, lipase, trypsin, and so many other enzymes. Functions of the pancreas include the digestion of proteins, digestion of carbohydrates, and also digestion of fat. Yeah, so allow me look at bile also, and we know that bile is part of the liver, and bile is secreted by the liver, and bile consists of water, mineral salts, mucus, bile salts, bile pigment, which is the bilirubin, also glycerol. Functions of bile include the bile salts emulsify fats in the small intestines, fatty acids into water soluble vitamins. That is the ADEC. Also, bile pigment or the bilirubin is the waste product of breakdown of erythrocytes. Then it also does what we call softening of the feces. Yeah, that is after absorption taking place. Allow me tell you that that we have got different intestinal secretions that include the lipase, the sucrase or maltase, lipase, and peptidase. Those are some of the secretions of the intestines. Allow me look at absorption of nutrients done and under the intestinal areas, and it's done through two processes, what we call digestion and active transport. Under digestion, we shall see monosaccharides, fatty acids, glycerol that diffuse slowly down their concentration gradient into erythrocytes from the intestinal lumen. Allow me tell you that the active transport, we shall see that here, monosaccharide will be transported into the villi. This is faster than digestion. Are you together? And it is here we shall see carrier issues taking place and active transport. Allow me tell you that the functions of now the large intestines are more or less the same like the function of the small intestines. And you must have what separates them, that the large intestines have got a larger diameter, while small intestines have got a smaller diameter. So this is the structure of a large intestine. This is the structure of a large intestine. Have you seen it? And it is also this yellow part here. It is this yellow part. So small intestines connect to the large intestine. And we shall see that the functions include absorption of different nutrients. We shall also see defecation, that is through the pass out stools, mass movement. Yeah, we shall also see what we call microbiome activities taking place here. Allow me look at the pancreas, which is here, and it is responsibility to produce what we call pancreatic juice. And pancreas is seen that is divided into what we call the endocrine pancreas and the exocrine pancreas. That part which is inside and the outside. But so the structure of the liver, this is the liver, and the liver has got main functions in the body. And this is the liver. I want you to see it. Let the cameraman bring the nearer. You look at the liver. This is the liver. Yeah. It includes it has the gallbladder, the bile duct, and so many other parts. The hepatic artery. Yeah. It has got the diaphragm. Anteriorly, it has got the abdominal wall, the stomach, also laterally. So allow me look at that. Tell you the liver is divided into two parts, as seen here, which are separated by a loose areolar tissue, the right and left lobe, right liver and left liver. But left liver is smaller than the right liver. Yeah. So liver. So I look at the front of liver has got more than 96 functions, but we look at that's what we call excuse me, carbohydrate metabolism. Also looks at what we call fat metabolism. It's also done breakdown of erythrocytes and defense activities. There's also detoxification of drugs. It also does production of heat, secretion of bile, storage of we talked about the functions of the bile before. And those are the bile, and they look like this. These are the bile ducts. These are the bile ducts. These are the bile ducts. Yeah. So they must go and look at them. They are not actually asked a lot, but you must know that you're responsible for producing bile. And with that, I think that is all. We can look at digestive. My review is that metabolism, the process of digestion, where we shall see chemical reactions that occur in the body during actual using it. Yeah. I want to go look at one of those different parts. Metabolism and metabolism. So go look at that. It is assignment to look at metabolism and the digestive system, where we shall see metabolism of carbohydrates, where glucose turns into glycogen over insulin and many other things. I should go and look at that. Otherwise, I'm looking at the last part, which is some of the diseases that affect the digestive system. This is the same according to the diseases of the mouth include what we call gingivitis, or the inflammation of the gum. That is a major actual disease that is actually seen these days. We shall also see still in the mouth. We shall also see what we call the physical damages. What we call oral candidiasis. Yeah, let us look at maps in the mouth affecting the salivary gland. The maps. Yeah. When we come to the stomach, what we call peptic ulcers. We have what we call gastric. That is an effect of chronic condition that occurs when there is excess acids produced by the stomach. The peptic ulcers, of course, when a gastric juice produced by hydrochloric acid, when you don't take in food, that is when you get used to eat food in time and you don't. The gastric juice and you burn what they start leading to what we call the ulcers. Those ulcers take the name peptic ulcer. Ulcer can be a smaller wound, internal wound. Yeah. We have what we call the malignant tumors, and also be seen, and so many to be seen. All like Vic Roland Wilson. It is the book I use when I'm doing my revisions.